Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. This is Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, links, rumours, noise, murmurings, incomings, outgoings, Monchi radio interviews, Ben Jacob exclusives. You are here for Aston Villa's transfer news. If you are new around here, make sure you are smashing that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're close to 25.2, so let's get to the 2 mark and keep growing. And comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. There will be no pan at Aston Villa. Guys, I'm not going to lie, right? I feel like I'm getting good at this. Right, I'm getting good at this. No pan at Aston Villa. Nypan. Guys, give me some credit for this. Give me some credit, right? Right, Nipan. Bitterly frustrating to miss out on him. Norwegian wonder kid from Rosenborg who has been touted at a lot of top clubs. Arsenal wanted him, Man City wanted him, Villa wanted him. Villa were in pole position in January. And then Fabrizio now is saying that Villa's finances with lack of Champions League is why we've not gone for him. I'm not sure whether I buy that, to be honest. I know Fabrizio is the GOAT, but I don't really see what difference it would have made waiting a month for a signing. Can you not agree a signing and then do the deal in July? I think you can do that. So it's bitterly frustrating to miss out on him, really, because he's apparently, it's hype, isn't it, really? I think we've got to be serious here. Like, what we expect Nypan to be from what we can see of how good of a talent he is. We see players across, our whole time of supporting our own club where young players come through, you build them up, you think there's going to be big things to come, and sometimes they don't live up to it. So Nypan has got to go on a journey to live up to what you'd want him to be. But, he is a wonder kid. He is doing fantastic things for his age. And there are big things probably to come from him. So for Villa to get him, it would have been good. Now, you got to look at it, and this is the way I'm choosing to look at it, is the fact that Aston Villa, and this is what goes into signing players. Sometimes you can just think, you just scout them, you bid, and that's all you do, and you hope that they come. But what Villa actually did for Nypan was PowerPoint presentations, meeting the family, all of that business. There's a lot gone in to try and get him to sign. And I imagine we probably wanted to push it and do it in January, but he didn't sign. And sometimes you've got to hold your hands up and say, Villa probably did everything that they physically possibly could have done to get Nypan to sign. You don't do PowerPoints in front of him and his family and all that intensive time that's going into trying to sign a player for them to just pull out and just go, nah, well, we can't do this. Like, I don't think that would have been the case. And the reason why, and it's something that I've really been thinking about with Villa the last couple of days, etc., and thinking about, the position that we're in. For me personally, Aston Villa surely didn't bank on qualifying for the Champions League last season. Surely we didn't put all our eggs in that basket and go, we're going to qualify for it again. We're going to chuck all our finances towards qualifying again, which would then leave you in a position where if you don't get it, there's going to be big, big struggles. I would like to think that we didn't do that, because if we did do that, then that is just absolutely ridiculous. And I guess the punishment for doing that and trying to think like that is that you're going to have an absolute mare come June. So I really hope we didn't do that, because if we've meticulously planned for a realistic scenario to be in, then we should have finances available, in my opinion, to do a deal to sign someone like Nypan. So that's basically where I'm at. I'm positive, I'd say optimistic, but I do think I have a sense of realization at times of where we are and what and how difficult something can possibly be. So going on into last season, I predicted sixth. Now, why did I predict sixth? Because I thought Champions League, Premier League, it's going to be difficult to probably reach the maximum we possibly can. Lower expectation, go for Europa League, and then build, grow, and go into that next season with more of an impetus, probably trying to get to Champions League, etc., and probably do it through the Europa League as well. And then that's what's generally happened. So you can see where a realistic expectation has come into fruition. So I'd imagine that Villa would have done the same, and we've not completely maxed out to the brink of where we are. We better not off, right? So that's where I'm at now. The problem with Nypan in this situation is, and sometimes I'm looking at it through Villa tinted glasses, and I think I'm being quite realistic here, to be honest, as well. I'm looking at what he could possibly do. Now, he comes to Villa and he plays Europa League, and he'll get minutes in the Europa League, and he'll grow as a player. And if he reaches the level that he expects, then possibly you would think, okay, I'll move on. Now, going to Manchester City is a very strange choice for a player that is aspiring to get to the very, very top. Now, what's going to happen here, and this is what will happen, is that Nipan goes to Man City. Nipan will go on loan to Girona, who are part of the Man City group. He'll spend a season or two there with a view possibly to make it to the first team. So a similar situation to sort of like what they've done with Savinio and that situation there. That's a signing from Girona, I think, but he was probably always part of that plan. I mean, what did the signing for? Probably 30, 20. He's probably worth way more than that. If Villa tried to sign him, he'd probably be an £80 million player. So you imagine that's what's going to happen. And then sometimes loan spells don't really work out. If he has a mare, then where is it? So I just feel like it's really strange that that's the decision. And I actually feel a little bit like, being totally honest as a football fan, there's something fishy going on at Man City. There's something proper fishy. They and okay, so Man City had a bad season and they need a rebuild. Now, when you have a rebuild, you're gonna start signing players probably sort of at a slower rate. So they spent millions in January and they've spent millions already. Now, I know as a fan, you'd say, okay, they're getting their business done early. That's what we want to see. We want to get our business done. But why does it feel like it's all being done really quick? And the other thing that I'll mention, and they're signing like good players, but I don't actually think that they're really signing proper like Man City type players. Like, ain't Nori, right? I rate him. I think he's good. When I watch Wolves content and I hear their fans talk about Ait Nouri playing in a 4 at the back, they always say he can't play in a 4 at the back because he can't defend. And I think he's great on the ball, a really good player. But I don't actually think he's like a proper Pep out and out signing. I just don't think he is. So I just think there's something a bit weird with some of their signings that they're making, that they're a little bit. They don't feel Pep signings to me. They don't feel. I don't know. There's just a weird vibe. Like I just feel like they just don't feel very Pep to me. Don't know. Just my vibe, guys. So yeah. So he's going to Man City, which is a big blow, and I imagine Villa have tried to do everything we possibly can. And at the end of the day, if Villa go in for a player and Man City go in for a player, who's going to sign him? Man City. You know, I'm saying, you know, all that about Europa League and whatever. But this kid would rather go to play for Girona on loan than play a full season in the Premier League, getting minutes, getting Europa League. Like, it's just the way it is. It's just very, very strange. I know I'm rambling, but I feel like I want to do a bit of a ramble episode today, guys. I feel like I'm in a ramble. That's fine, I guess. Next up, then, Redmond signing for Villa. Now, I know a lot of you have been going, Luke, we've signed Redmond. We've signed him. Like, and I imagine you want to know where the episode is. And I'll be honest, I can't tell you anything about him. And I've tried, guys. I've tried to deliver for you. I've tried my best. But unfortunately, there's nothing out there. I can't bring you any stats. I can't bring you any data. I can't bring you any knowledge. I've asked journalists. I've asked Feyenoord fan channels. And there's nothing there. He doesn't play. He's hardly played for the first team. And I know it's a young signing. And I know some may be going, this is the Duran replacement. In my opinion, it's not. It's not. Because he's not playing for the Feyenoord first team. He has played in Champions League. He's played against Inter Milan. He's played a couple of minutes. But this smells PSR to me. And it smells signing him on a free, churning it round, and selling for a fee. This is what that Redmond deal tells me. He's not playing for Villa's first team. He's not getting in Villa's first team. He might do pre-season. We might have a look at him. We might have to keep him for a year. But I just can't see how he is going to be in and around the first team with a lack of minutes for Feyenoord and a lack of minutes for their first team. Doesn't tell me that he's going to be rocking up at Villa Park playing minutes. So I think it's probably a clever one where he may go out on loan. We get his fee up, a little bit like Nedeljkovic maybe. We spin it, we churn it, we get 7, 5, 10 million profit. I honestly feel like it's something along those lines. So those are my thoughts. I've tried to get knowledge, but I can't. No one knows nothing. Like, even a fan of Feyenoord was like, I can't tell you anything. And I was like, nothing. He's like, nothing. I'm like, okay, all right. So I gave up. So, yeah. So all I can say is he's played a couple of minutes in the Champions League, and that's about it. So a bit of Emi Martinez chat as well. And his wife has done an interview talking about her shop. And the interview asked about the tears, and she played it off a little bit, saying, what tears? He didn't have tears on the last day. And he was like, no, the last home game, and they were laughing about it. She was like, he's quite emotional and that they're happy in the area. And I know this this shop is sort of like making some people think that he's not going to move. She sort of said that they're happy where they are, but they didn't really give anything away. But my thing is that she's got a shop near, did she say the Arsenal training ground? So she's already got one shop. Now she's got two, one in Tamworth, one in London. She said she wants to open more. So it's not like she's going to solely be working at the one in Tamworth. I imagine that if she opened another one, she'd work there as well. So I can't read into this interview with his wife. Fabrizio's saying that he wants I think he said the word a fresh challenge, but I think he used the word he thinks. He didn't say he knows. It was more like, I think he's implying that he wants a fresh change. So yeah, it's all up in the air, really. Fabrizio's saying Saudi and Manchester United if Onana, something happens there. But yeah, so I think that's just one that's just all over the place, really, that one. The little rumours here and there of this and that. But I think we've just got to wait and see, really. So the window's now shut for a few days. Club World Cup. Don't know whether to watch any of that, you know. Well, I mean, there's nothing going on in the summer, is there? So I might watch a bit of it just to see what's going on. But I think it's like a glorified pre-season friendly tournament. So I'll probably have a little gander at it and some of the matches. But there's just not that intensity there. Good news that Marlon scored 2 goals and did really well for the Netherlands, which is really good to see. England were very England-esque. So yeah, that's just a little episode on what's going on, really. Not too much, no rumors really, just not a lot. So yeah, not a lot really going on. So we're just gonna have to play it by ear, guys, on what goes on in the window, etc. And just relax. Anyway, I've been to the club shop today, guys. Tony Pulis vibes. So I've done a little episode on what I've bought. This is something I bought, which is really nice. So go and check that out. I'll link it on to the end of this video. So cheers, everyone, for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Get involved. Up the Villa. And I've had my haircut. I've chopped the mullet off. So no mullet now, guys. I know. I think people like the mullet, but I think this looks better. I cut it myself as well, as I always do. So, yeah, fresh haircut. So, fresh vibes. Up the Villa.